Hello, everyone. My name is Martin. I'm the founder of USPD.io, a permissionless dollar on the blockchain. And I want to talk today about permissionless money, or much rather, the unfortunate lack thereof. Let me start my talk with a critical thought, if you will. The money in your bank account is not actually really yours. Whenever you send money to your bank account, what you receive in return is an IOU from the bank. It's not really money because the bank uses the money that you've just sent there to invest in treasury bonds or in other assets to make a profit themselves. And it's also not really there. If everyone tried to get their deposits out of the bank simultaneously, it just wouldn't work because it's fractionally reserved only, and it's rehypothecated over and over again. So the money in your bank account is basically not really yours, not really money, and it's not really there. Which is one of the reasons why we in crypto came up with stablecoins, right? An alternative to the banking system. And stablecoins are arguably one of crypto's killer use cases today. They're growing by over 100% annually. But the existing designs are unfortunately a bit flawed, to say the least, at the moment. Tether's USDT, by far the biggest stablecoin, is not transparent. We don't know where they keep their reserves or how reserved they are actually. The regulated version of Tether, USDC, needs TradFi to work. We have seen what happens with USDC, and it's pegged to the dollar when one of their banking partners goes under, Silicon Valley Bank. Circle had like $3 billion at Silicon Valley Bank, and all of a sudden USDC was trading at 85 cents instead of $1. The supposedly decentralized alternatives like MakerDAO DAI are in the meantime also not crypto native anymore because they are 80% backed by TradFi coins like USDC. So they import all the problems that come from issuing a centralized stablecoin to DeFi. And even crypto-native approaches like Ethereum's USDE are still not non-custodial or permissionless at this point. And that's the reason why I'm launching USPD this summer in July. And USPD is an on-chain proof of reserves stablecoin. It's backed by staked ether that's kept in a smart contract. And anyone can mint USPD or issue USPD to themselves simply by sending collateral into the smart contract. And the smart contract keeps that collateral, saves it in the form of staked ETH. And of course, you can also redeem from the smart contract anytime if you send your USPD back to it, and you will get the equivalent of USPD in dollars worth of ETH or staked ETH out of the smart contract. That whole process is decentralized, as it should be. It is permissionless, as it should be. And it is also transparent. Anyone can audit the smart contract and look up whether or not it is actually fully reserved. USPD is also natively yielding because staking ETH generates a yield of between 2 to 5%, and whatever that yield is gets accrued to the holders of USPD. But of course, since USPD is backed in a non-stable asset, such as ETH, we need a second actor in our ecosystem. And that second actor are so-called stabilizers. And stabilizers, anyone can operate such a stabilizer again. They are decentralized too. They have one job and one job only, and that is to keep the dollar value of the collateral that the smart contract keeps in ETH constant. And they do that by hedging it against price fluctuations of Ether. So they have a permanent short position open on a crypto exchange or even on a traditional exchange for Ether for precisely the amount that they want to hedge, that they want to stabilize. But they open that position with their own money. And that's very important. So users' collateral is never used to stabilize USPD, but stabilizers deploy their own money, both in the smart contract as a hedge against short-term volatility, and in order to become stabilizers in the first place, and also to operate the short hedge. Now, why should a stabilizer do this? The reason is very simple. They do this with their own money to make like around 25% APY from funding fees, which they receive from crypto exchanges as a reward for maintaining a permanent short position. So in a nutshell, USPD is an approach to bring back or invent permissionless money. It's the only money that you really own because it's not permissioned. It's transparent. You can audit its reserves in real time. Anyone can see on a blockchain whether or not there are more than enough reserves for 100% redemption. You can convert it permissionless in and out of ETH at any time. It has native yield because whatever the Ether blockchain yields from validating Ether transactions is passed on to the holders of USPD. It is not freezable. It cannot be censored or seized because it operates natively on the Ethereum blockchain. And it has zero exposure to banking and traditional finance. USPD is about creating permissionless money. It's about sovereignty, financial sovereignty. And if you are excited about that mission, then feel free to check us out at uspd.io or follow us on Telegram or shoot me an email or find me here at the conference. Thanks for your attention.